Gunman Boxing, the baddest boxing channel in the UK. I am here with my brother from another mother. This is Radio Rahim. How are you feeling, big man? This is a big show. We've got the ultimate classic of the chess player. You know, this guy, Usyk, can twist you up like a Rubik's Cube against the big bang man, you know. They're probably one of the biggest punchers in the heavyweight division. That brother can make you look like you've, you know, on a 2-for-1 Weatherspoon.
Dynamite.
Happy hour deal.
I mean, we got Dynamite Daniel Dubois, and it is something to be said for the journey he's been on. We must remember that these men have fought before, but they will not be the same as who fights on Saturday night. What Daniel is bringing to the ring this time, I think, is maturity, experience, confidence. He's had now 4 fights with Don Charles, so he also has training that is superior to the training that he entered the ring with in the first Usyk fight. For Usyk's sake, he has beaten Tyson Fury 2 times now. He's become undisputed himself already in the 4-belt era. He was the first and will always be the first to have ever done that. He's, yes, much older than Daniel Dubois, but to his credit, this day he said that it is not old. Older does not necessarily mean old. But we know in this sport that can happen overnight. Yeah. So he believes that he is still a young man, but it will be tested, that theory, on Saturday night, as it is tested for every fighter at every stage. So Daniel Dubois must come in there and test Usyk in a way that he's never been tested before. And it's possible. 27 years old, a firebrand, a come-forward fighter, heavy shots, be it a low blower or be it on the belt line. It definitely wasn't in the bits and bobs. So it was right there in the gut, and it put Usyk down. That kind of shot doesn't leave your mind when you're Usyk. And also, Usyk got up from that shot. Granted, was given plenty of time, but if it was low blow, which is what the referee said, then he was deserved that time, and he was able to stop Daniel Dubois with a jab. Also, that does not leave the mind of Daniel Dubois. So boxing is 80% mental, and both of these guys are very mentally strong in different ways. I believe that Usyk is inside of his mind doing the mathematics, doing the science, working out everything that's happening and trying to do everything possible to give himself the advantage at every moment. Daniel Dubois is a locomotive. He is centrally focused. He is narrowly possessed on the goal in front of him. And both of those mindsets, to me, are equally matched while they consist of entirely different things. So what we're going to see Saturday night is, in fact, science. It will be 2 elements that come together for the first time. Yes, there was a first fight, but the elements have changed. And when you put 2 elements together, that is science. So I can't give you a prediction. All I can tell you is that as scientists, as observers of this fight, you are in for something classic. And be it the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world in this 4-belt era, by definition, it's history this Saturday night.
Yeah, listen, you said a couple of things that stood out to me. One, Daniel Dubois is like a locomotive, and he certainly hits like a train. The other thing that you said is Father Time. You mentioned that. And we all know Father Time, that brother is undefeated. And if that brother is in town on Saturday night, I personally think that's the only way Dubois wins this. If Usyk doesn't turn up the same Usyk as we know. Are you seeing it the same way as me?
Father Time might turn up and sit ringside, never step through those ropes. You understand? Dubois might put it on Usyk in a way that makes him need more than he had the first time. And I don't know what Usyk's prepared for. So, yeah, anything is possible. I mean, novice is no longer a part of the equation, I think, and it may have been in the first fight, in the sense that it was Dubois in a first fight with a new trainer after having been beaten and doubting himself and having been doubted by fans, that he needed then to get to a stage where he had the confidence, where he had the comfort, where he was vindicated with a championship, being able to defend it against Anthony Joshua in a stage very similar to what we'll see on Saturday night. And on that stage, he was the underdog. On that stage, everybody was there for the christening of Joshua. On this stage, it'll be Brits cheering him on. There'll be plenty of Ukrainians in the building cheering their man on. But this is Dubois' night. It's England soil. It's a British fighter trying to become the first undisputed in the 4-belt era. And it's a dark horse. When the Joshua unified champion was on the stage, you would have never thought that Daniel Dubois would be the first undisputed British champion in the 4-belt era. When Tyson Fury was making his charge and beating Deontay Wilder, You would have never thought that Daniel Dubois would be the man to come in and become the undisputed first British champion in the four-belt era. And so because of that and the fact that it's been visualized by the Dubois family, they believe it's been written already in the history books. They come in not just with a confidence, but with a determination that fate has written this for them already. And Usyk, a God-fearing man who believes that God is on his side because he is faithful to his Lord, is going to come in with nothing less than the same confidence. So yes, two locomotives are going to be hitting each other because they're on the same track, facing the same direction towards action.
Yeah. Listen, here's a question for you. So, Usyk, what does he have to do to actually be known as an all-time great, where he can actually put his name against the likes of Muhammad Ali? Is there anything he can do?
When you say great, and you speak to me,
legendary.
Those are two different things.
GOAT.
Well,
what does he have to do?
Great is the first word in GOAT. And greatness is not something you can capture solely in the ring. It's a component, but it is not the comprehensive nature of the word. Greatness transcends boxing. Greatness is something that you become because you had an opportunity based on what you were able to accomplish in the ring and then exceeded the sports arena and did something for humanity. You became something that was bigger than a champion, bigger than an undisputed champion. You became something to people that made them better. So when you put the Muhammad Ali name in the mix, well, it's going to require a lot more than what is going to happen on Saturday night.
I understand
for that style of greatness. For when you talk about the GOAT. Now, yes,
but if we just talk about in the ring, this brother Usyk, two-time Olympic champion, two-time Olympic
first
champion,
undisputed champion in the four-belt era. He's already now a two-time undisputed champion, as he was a cruiserweight undisputed. He's beaten Tyson Fury twice. He's beaten Joshua twice. He's already there.
What does he have to do in the ring before he can actually be? Does he need to be in a classic?
Does he need to be tomorrow night?
Does he need to be in a classic fight?
No, he's already been. He's already been in classic fights. I don't think that anything needs to be done for Usyk to cement his legacy in the history of boxing. That is done. He's completed boxing.
Yeah, but
now,
does he need a rumble in the jungle fight? Does he need to be knocked down a couple of times and get up and win for people to say this guy's great?
Well, who knocked down Floyd Mayweather?
That's true. But then, you look at Andre Ward as well. Sometimes these brothers are too good, and they're not involved in these classic fights.
Well, I disagree. I don't think that the fight, you have to get knocked down in a fight for it to be a classic. I think that dominating, being consistently better than your opponent, no matter who they put in front of you, winning undisputed championships in multiple weight classes, dominating the fighters that are the contemporaries of your day when those fights are getting made when they should be made, which I think is true for Usyk. What else can you ask them? What do you want to take a knee just so he can have a knockdown on his record? Absolutely not. He's been in classic clashes, and he's cemented his legacy in history. Now we're going to find out if Daniel Dubois can cement his legacy in history and do something no British fighter has ever done before, and that's what's on the table for him. I think Usyk is just putting to rest any doubts that may have been lofted against him because of the first fight. That's what is in it for Usyk.
What's next for Usyk though? If he beats Dubois, let's say he beats him,
I think he
does he have to retire or just what's he going to do?
He doesn't have to do anything. I think his heart will be in Ukraine. He will go back to his country and start campaigning for peace and fighting if peace is not option. I think what's happening in Ukraine is very close to his heart. I think if he has completed boxing, then there's another war for him, sadly, and that one is a lethal one. But his heart and mind is with his countrymen, and I expect to see him in the Ukraine really win, lose, or draw, but especially if he wins.
Yeah, listen, it's a wonderful fight. It's a wonderful occasion. It's always a pleasure to spend some time with you, by the way. I really look up to you and admire your work, and I'm looking forward to this fight more than anything. Are you going to jump off the fence and give us a round and a method, though?
I can't do that because I'm a scientist. It would be silly for me to tell you what is going to happen because I'd be lying.
I'm trying to squeeze you.
No.
I'm trying to squeeze you.
No.
I'm trying to squeeze you.
Listen, Squeeze
not having it. He's not having it.
your fist tight as the rounds go on, because it's going to be a cracker and it's going to be action the entire fight. I do believe that, and at any moment anything can happen. The first fight taught us that, so don't blink. Go into the bathroom, bring your hot dogs for the first round.
Yeah, don't blink. Bless up, my brother. You are the man.
Gunman.
Yeah, that's
Gunman.
it. Shut up
Take
and
an aim
gunman
at
boxing.
boxing.
No safety catch, no silencer. Thank you very much, Radio.
Cheers.